Welcome back to another episode of Big Movie Mouth Off. We're here. It's our home now. Ruby Cinema Pub, reviewing more films for you. I'm Jimmy Martin with Slug Magazine.
And I'm Jeff Weiss with MSN Entertainment. Now we're home at Ruby's.
I've been back there for a year.
Yeah, anyway, you can find Big Movie Mouth Off on Xfinity, on Comcast, either Channel 1 or Channel 6, or on the on-demand section under Salt Lake Alternative. There's a neat Utah on-demand under Salt Lake Alternative. There's a sleeve that says Big Movie Mouth Off. New and older reviews, some things that might be on demand now or on DVD or Blu-ray, or things that are currently in theaters, such as the movie we're reviewing today.
Ooh, it's the third in the Riddick trilogy. Mm-hmm. It's called Riddick, so there you go, that's pretty easy. Started about, I want to say it's been about 12, 13 years since Pitch Black came out, give or take. And then, so that kind of made Vin Diesel a Hollywood name, is what I would say. You know,
it was one of them. It was one of them.
Yeah. Well, probably Fast and Furious as well. But you know, you've got Riddick, Pitch Black. Then you had the Chronicles of Riddick, which was the sequel, probably about 2004, give or take. And now, years later, you've got Riddick, which I'm kind of surprised by because the sequel didn't do too well. So, but what I've heard is that Vin Diesel's very interested in this character.
Passion project.
Well, like I said, because it's probably one of the films that got him to where he is today.
Absolutely.
So there's passion for it. So in this one, Riddick has basically been abandoned on an uninhabitable planet.
Yeah, it sort of picks up the story where Chronicles of Riddick left off.
Yeah, it's got a little bit in the beginning, a little bookend. They drop Riddick off. I will say for the first 25 minutes, he becomes friends with an alien dingo dog, if you want to call it. And then he finds out that this planet is no longer going to be a safe place to stay, sends out a distress signal, and two teams of bounty hunters come looking for him because he is worth a lot of money to them. And what's even better is that he's worth more dead than alive. So that's new for a lot of people. So then there's two teams. One, speaking of this team that comes down, Katie Sackhoff.
Yes, from Battlestar Galactica.
You know, a lot of geeks' dream girls to quite a few. So she's part of the teams that come down. And then it becomes a manhunt film. And then what turns into a manhunt soon becomes an alien invasion, I'd say.
Absolutely. It turns back into Pitch Black.
Don't know how many times I've been crossed off the list and left for dead. So this ain't nothing new. Bounty hunters.
I've been hunting Riddick for 10 years.
He's the most dangerous man we've ever tracked.
Bounty's been doubled. I've come to collect your head in a box.
So yet again, we play for blood.
This is a man who sees in the dark. So watch out for surprise attacks.
What is it?
One down. 3 down. You get where I'm going with this.
Again! Hold him down.
What is happening?
Time's up.
Yeah, let's cut him loose.
This is sort of the uneasy love child of Chronicles of Riddick and Pitch Black, which you might remember Pitch Black, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, sort of an alien knockoff.
A little bit, yeah.
It had that haunted house in a spaceship aspect with people dumb characters getting knocked off one by one.
Yeah, there was a film, and actually it's funny because like, whereas this film, I actually really enjoyed it. There was a film about a month ago called You're Next, and I said that director wished he was John Carpenter because he just ripped him off repeatedly. And for some reason, I don't see ripping off in this one. I more just see him like taking the style of like Assault on Precinct 13 or even Ghost on Mars, John Carpenter style for Riddick. And I liked it for that reason. So for whatever reason, whatever made me so mad about Your Next didn't do it to me for Riddick.
For Riddick. Now let me say this. I know Pitch Black has a huge cult following. I liked it okay.
Yeah.
Chronicles of Riddick, I despised.
See, I never saw it.
Despised. like I said, this is an uneasy love chap. When it's like Pitch Black,
Yeah.
I kind of liked it. When it gets blah, blah, blah and cutesy, and they try to add character development,
Yeah.
a little bored, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
And it's weird, and I know this is a common complaint. Film's too long for its own good.
Well, see, yeah,
It's-
that's a comment from you. But you know what? I am going to jump on your bandwagon for this one because,
Yeah.
like I said, the first 25 minutes is no joke a story about a boy and his dog.
Absolutely, which would make a cute DVD extra.
Right? I mean, you do watch him teach the dog tricks and how to become docile and and commands and whatnot. And you're like, okay, I got it. And then I immediately thought, well, I won't ruin it for you, but let's just say it sets it up for you know the inevitable.
Absolutely. I'll give it
That
credit
was
for
25 minutes long. It could have been 5.
Absolutely. And I'll give it credit for this. Unlike Chronicles of Riddick, which was PG-13, they go back to the R-rated roots.
Oh, and they use their R.
Yeah, and it gets awfully killy, and I applaud it for that.
Yeah.
And I also applaud it for not necessarily giving Katie Sackhoff anything to do, although she does some things that will make Geek Boys happy.
They'd be really happy.
Yeah, she shows something or two.
2 things.
But Dave Bautista actually gets a much better role than we've seen out of him since.
That's actually one of my favorite things to see that coming out of this film, because if anybody knows, Dave Bautista is
A former pro wrestler.
well, former pro wrestler, but the news now is that he's going to play Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy, which I'm very excited about. And after seeing this, I'm like, dude, the guy's got comedic timing.
Yep.
And he's not,
And he's physically imposing.
Well, I love it because we have a mutual friend who's like, I knew he's an actor because he's a wrestler. And I'm like, well, I understand that, but that's a very different world of acting and wrestling than on the screen. But he's got great presence on the screen as well, so I get excited about that. But I had a good time with this film. It's get rid of the boy and the dog story.
Absolutely.
I like the manhunt, and I like the alien thrill ride. So that part I really liked, but you are absolutely right. It's about half an hour too long.
Yeah, and it was getting there, and then I just remembered how long that early segment was, and
Yeah.
2 stars.
Yeah,
2 stars. If they lost that 20 minutes, I'd go higher.
I think I'm like, and like usual, I think I'm a little bit above you. 2.5 stars for me.
It's not bad. It's a lot more.
Yeah.
It's a lot more fun than some of the summer movies we got, especially towards the end. I'll give it that.
Yeah. And for me though, because I had seen Pitch Black not in a while, and I hadn't seen Chronicles of Riddick at all, still haven't. You may want to definitely watch Pitch Black.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of connections to that film. And then, if you want to be more knowing what's going on the front 10 minutes, then watch Chronicles of Riddick. Because I had to have a friend explain it to me on the way home.
And use the skip button judiciously.
So there you have it. Riddick kind of closing out the summer films. But man, if a film knows how to use its R rating, that is it. And we're going to be reviewing more films, kind of getting into the fall season. And we'll see you right here at Brewby Cinema Pub reviewing more films for you. And we'll see you next time.